I don't do much talking about gear on this channel. It's mostly about landscape photography on location, tutorials, editing tutorials, tips and tricks videos, yeah, all that kind of stuff, but not much about gear. Sometimes I show a new lens that I have or that I've loaned to what example images about that and my opinion about that, but I rarely talk about any other stuff. And one of the reasons for that is that over the years, I think over the past 4 or 5 years, my gear didn't change that much. Of course, I got the OM1 camera about 2 years ago, but I hardly ever changed anything. That was until this year. And this year, my first year as a professional photographer, I just figured that I needed to invest a little bit more to make things easier for me and to accomplish things that I couldn't do before that. I thought nobody was interested in those gear talks, but I keep getting questions about the gear that I use on this channel. So I thought, let's do all the gear that I changed in 2023 in this video. First of all, I want to mention that everything that I'm showing you in this video is bought by myself, at least almost everything. There's one thing at the end, but I will tell you later. But everything is bought by myself. It's all my own opinion. I'm not paid by all these companies to tell you anything about it. So this is my own stuff and my own honest opinion. First thing that I want to talk about is my laptop. I changed this laptop, a big investment that I made this year. Making videos just wasn't possible anymore on my old laptop. It just took so incredibly long to make a video. Loading the files into DaVinci Resolve and editing those files, yeah, it took me maybe 3 to 4 hours sometimes just waiting. Couldn't do anything. The computer was busy with making these videos. So a couple of months ago, I invested in this new laptop. This is a Lenovo Legion 5. It's actually a gaming laptop, but it has an IPS screen with 100% color accurate color production, so very good for photographers like me. It's an Intel Core i9. It has a NVIDIA 4070 video memory, and it just works so rapidly. What took me 3 to 4 hours on my old laptop takes me 5 to 10 minutes on this beast. So it saves me a lot of time, and time eventually is money, because I can do much more right now than I could do earlier. If we're talking about video, a couple of things that I've changed. I actually bought this microphone from Rode. I think it's called USB Mini. I just use it here on my desktop to talk over videos. Usually I had to record videos like this, then extract the audio files and put it in, and right now I just have this external microphone with a USB connector that I can use to record audio stuff. I'm actually quite busy upstairs creating a sort of a recording studio, and I didn't get it out of the box yet, but I bought this arm that I can attach this microphone to eventually, which will make it just hang right in front of me, outside of the image, outside of the field, to talk to you with this microphone. And one thing that I also invested in has also something to do with video. That's this pad, and it's actually you can adjust a lot of cameras with this. You can connect 4 different cameras with this panel, and you can switch through them very easily. So it's very handy for video editing, but also, and that's the main reason why I bought it, I started to do these live web sessions with people that wanted portfolio reviews or my advice. Some people in the Netherlands do workshops with me, but I had some questions from people on the other side of the world, and so I invented these live webinars where you can do one-on-one sessions. So if you're interested in one of those, go to my website. Under the workshop tab you can find every information you want, and who knows, we can do a live session someday, and that's why I needed this panel. So the next thing that I want to talk about is actually stuff that I got rid of over the past year. So let me get rid of the microphone here for a second. For example, things that I got rid of. I didn't sell this yet, but this is the battery grip, and I love this thing. And also my drone, I don't have it on the table here, but these disappeared from my backpack over the past year to reduce some weight. I still use this when I go out for bird photography, or when I know that I only use a big lens, I put this thing on. But for the landscapes, I leave it at home just to reduce a little bit of weight from my backpack. Something else that has gone out are these things, UV filters. I don't know if you still use them, but I used them until about a year ago, and these things always produce flare, and I was so sick of it. I ruined a couple of images with it, and every time that I have flare, I just screw this off and almost all the flare is gone. And it's not that I use cheap ones. I quite invested in those things when I bought the cameras, and that's also why I always keep the sun hoods on my lenses, just for protection. I used to use this, but right now I don't do it. You know, the sun hood is enough for me, and I'm just a little bit more careful with this stuff. So the only one that was on actually was on my OM1 camera with the 12-40 lens that I recently shot this bridge on, and I can show you the video up here. And all these images are actually ruined, and I suspect that it is the UV filter. I did some testing here with lights at home, and when I had the filter on and off, it made a major difference. So these things are gone. I'm not using them anymore. So I still have my OM1 camera that I am really happy with, but a major change that I made this year, I still own the EM1X that I actually shot my first 30 videos with on this channel, I think. And it was just laying in the storage upstairs. I never used it. I only used it for video recordings. For example, on this what I'm recording right now, I could also use it with the EM1X. But I wanted a camera that I could take with me on location and just add a second camera for some B-roll material. But the EM1X was just too big and bulky for that, and I thought it was a little bit too expensive to put upstairs and don't do anything with it. So eventually I sold it, and I bought this EM5 Mark III lens. It actually came with this 12 millimeter 2.0 lens that I'm actually quite happy with. It's really small and really light strong, so happy with that. And yeah, just a second-hand camera, but it functions perfectly. It does the job, and yeah, right what I expected it to be, a good, cheap spare camera. Talking about lenses, I also bought this 12-100 lens that I actually wanted to have for if I wanted to travel extremely light. If I take this lens and my 100-400, that means I have two lenses which cover the focal range from 12 to 400 millimeter, and yeah, that's just amazing. So I wanted this, and it's also very good for portraits or when you're a day out with your family, for example. So yeah, really happy with this stabilized pro lens. And you've already seen this. I'll put a link up to the video where I used it the first time, the 300mm f4. I've got a second-hand one, which is yeah, really nice. I love this lens. It's just razor sharp, and attaching this thing the right way. It's razor sharp, and yeah, it's just a good addition to my kit. And I got this in combination with this 2x teleconverter. I actually used it in Belgium for the first time with the converter on a landscape, and to my surprise, it worked really well. The image was still really sharp. So yeah, really happy with this combination, and a great addition to my backpack. And if you look at it, it's a 300mm 2x teleconverter on a 2x crop camera, so that's 1200mm zooming power in these two small lenses. So yeah, I'm actually really excited that I got that. So another change that I made, and you don't even see that, that's this, the Osmo Pocket, which I'm filming on usually when I'm walking around here. The other one died. I made 150 videos with it, and then it didn't work anymore, so I had to replace it. And I bought the 2, I didn't buy the 3. It's much bigger, much more expensive, and I think that number 2 just did the perfect right job for me, yeah, from the beginning. So I didn't see any reason why to change that. Another thing that I changed during the year, and you might have seen it, is the backpack. I bought this Olympus backpack. I got a little bit of a discount of it, so it was quite cheap for me. The other one was broken. There was a big scratch underneath here, and I was afraid that eventually the camera and lenses would fall out of the backpack. So I had to replace it, and this one is a little bit bigger, so I can take one more lens or the drone, just what I want to. The only thing that I'm a little bit negative about, but that's just a choice. This is a front-loading backpack, so I have to unzip it on the front here. And most backpacks that I'm used to are filled from the back here. So I didn't really like that. I thought, yeah, it's maybe due to theft or some things falling out if these zippers get unlocked. But that's why I got this little thing here, and I can just attach those two zippers together so you can't open it up really well. So for traveling or walking around, I always close this thing so the zippers are attached. And if we're talking about the backpack, recently I was complaining about my camera strap, and I have it here actually. My neck strap. I had this for years and I really loved it. It was a little bit stretchy, so it was nice on my neck, but it is wearing down here, so it's breaking apart. And also here on the inside, all these rubber things, they were getting loose, getting stuck in my neck all the time. And yeah, I actually got this from my wife about 10 years ago, I think. So it did its job and it worked really well, but it's just worn down. So I had to replace it. And I was already complaining in a couple of videos ago about my bad habits. I'll put a link up here, that I was too lazy to get this off the camera when I was shooting on the tripod in windy conditions. So I always tried to hold it down, and I was already looking in a camera strap from Peak Design, and everyone that watched that video said, oh, you have to look into the Peak Design thing. So that was the confirmation for me that I needed to look for that. So eventually, about last week, I think the last week of 2023, I did a little investment and invested in this new camera strap, but I also bought this camera bag connector so you can very easily hang your camera on the backpack. So let's show you. You can just hang it here. It's on your breast here, so really easy. And there is a little switch here that pulls the camera out. So yeah, really nice addition. And the new camera strap is actually this one from Peak Design, and you can really easily get it loose from your camera. And if you want it back in, just attach it here and it's rock solid. It doesn't go anywhere. And just give it a little push and it goes out again. So really easy. And if you don't want to put the strap on immediately, I can just hang it here on my breast and walk around. So pretty happy with that change. So then there is the section with tripods. So I got this small little cheap tripod that looks like a Gorilla Pod. It's not an official one, I think. This one is from Joby. I don't know if it's the official actually, but it was in discount, pretty cheap thing. And I use it for my video recording on location. So for example, when I take this EM5 Mark III here, I screw this on, put it somewhere and record myself. And sometimes I put the Osmo Pocket on it, but mostly it's for the EM5 Mark III. So real nice thing that you can put in your pocket and use very quickly on location. I was also complaining a while ago about this tripod, and especially when shooting panoramics, because the levelers are all on top here on the ball head. And when you're shooting a panorama, you actually need to level the base first and then the tripod. But there's no leveler on the base. So when you're attaching these images together in Lightroom, you would still have them sliding down or up, and they wouldn't match completely. So I was frustrated by that, and eventually last year I had a pretty nasty fall, and this tripod fell down, and there are some nasty spots on it. I did try to recover it a little bit, but I also fell on this locking mechanism where you can lock the ball head with. And even in the most locked position, I can now still move the ball head around. And I think it was due to that fall that happened. Still for video, it's a good use, but it wasn't good enough for steady photography shots. So I was looking for a replacement, and then Black Friday I came across this. It's actually the same tripod, Rolly C6i, but this is the Pro version and then the carbon. And this one has a leveler on top here, which is really nice. So you can level the base and then level the ball head here on top. This locking mechanism is much better than on the old tripod. And also these detachable feet, it's just amazing, just rubber dots, and they reveal this a thing that you can use on the eyes. So everything that I had a problem with on the old tripod was solved with this one. And still it covers the right height, it has the right, how do you say it, the right weight, so it's easy to travel. And you've probably seen this for about 2 months on the channel already, but maybe you didn't notice it. I'm just looking around if I covered everything, but there's one more thing that I have, and it's actually this. About a month ago I got an email from a company called Freewell, and they asked me if I wanted to test their new magnetic filter system. I'm actually not so keen on responding to all those people asking me to test stuff. I only want to test stuff that I'm interested in myself and that I can really use. For example, I also got an email about 5 months ago from Luminar Neo, and I could get their program for free if I would promote it on YouTube, make multiple videos of it, show people what to do with it. And I was like, I don't use Luminar Neo. I've never used it. I'm mostly a Lightroom and Photoshop user. So why would I get a piece of software that I'm not sure about and then start promoting something that I don't use? So I didn't fancy that, so I rejected that request. But in this case, this company said, well, they saw me struggle with my filters. I use these slide-in filters, really frustrating things. And they said, we have a beautiful magnetic system. If you want to try it, you are free to have your honest opinion about it. So I'm free to tell you whatever I want about it. And they said, we are so confident about this product that we can allow you to give your own thing. I still have to try these things out. I don't have them that long. And the Netherlands is not a place where you use these daily, you know. So I have to find the right solution, right situation to use these. But to be honest, I'm actually impressed by the build quality. If I just look at it, they come in this beautiful leather case. You can fit a lot of different filters in them. So I have an ND6, ND8, ND1000, I think. There is a UV filter in it, which I'm never going to use. And there is a polarizer in it. And there is a mist glow filter in it. And actually I had no idea what to do with this thing, so I had to look it up. And eventually I found out that if you're doing street photography, this gives a nice glow to the lights in evening shot. So I was planning on doing some night photography in my city here. So I might try to use this, but if I look through it right here, I don't see anything what it would do. So I'm looking forward to see what difference this makes. So build quality wise, really good. Also, they've sent this lens cap with it, so you don't have to detach everything all the time. You can just put this magnetic lens cap on, and you can walk around with it if you want to. So build quality, it looks amazing. If the quality is that good, I still have to figure out. So I haven't shot one single image with this set. So hopefully, within the next weeks, months, I will be able to do a proper review of this. So this is the only product that I didn't buy, but still I am allowed to give my honest opinion about this. And until now, I'm pretty positive, but I haven't used it in the right way yet. So that's it. That's all the gear that I changed over 2023. I don't have much more plans to change stuff in the coming year. I'm actually pretty satisfied that with the set that I have, I can change lenses a lot. I have a lot of lenses at the moment, and I can really adjust to what I need at that moment. I can make a light kit. I can make a really flexible kit. I can make a real heavy kit if I know that I'm only traveling by car and you can just take everything. But yeah, I just fine-tuned everything that I own to how I like to use it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you can use a little bit of this information. I'll try to put as many links in the description underneath this video about the stuff that I just mentioned. And yeah, hopefully you will be able to find your use for it. And if not, then no problem. So thanks for watching. One thing actually comes to my mind. Last week someone asked me what L bracket I used on my OM1. To answer that question, none. I don't use an L bracket. I've never used one. I've never owned one. I just don't see the use of these things. For me, it's just another piece of equipment that I have to carry around, and I rarely use it. You know, if I just put the camera like this in my tripod, it's actually, for me, it's the same. You know, if you turn the ball head tightly, there's no need to have an L bracket, but that's my opinion. You know, everyone has his own things, and this is one thing that I'm thinking about. I don't know, but maybe that's something just like the battery grip that that would change over the years. I have no idea. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget, push that thumbs up button, and the next time we're just on location out in nature again. And yeah, for now, I just want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, push the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And please leave a comment if you have any advice on a final piece of equipment that you would recommend, or something that you have questions of. I always like to engage with everyone watching. So yeah, I would really, really love you to leave a comment, and I will always respond to you. So once again, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. And for now, bye bye.